starting man-to-man, but there were times I had to get him man-to-man. And
favorite team that you guys love to face in your division?
Yours.
Yes, sir.
Like the games like we play against the Raiders, you might get 3 sacks. When they had Jamarcus Russell, which I did. So I got 3 sacks on them in the first half, right?
Yeah.
And I'm ready, and they take Tommy Maddox.
What is going on, everyone? This is another episode of the West War Room Rivals. I'll be your host tonight, Corey. I got Austin and Caleb in here with me. Cody, work obligations, and then as you guys have seen, Matt in his post, Matt was deployed to an unknown location, but at the end of the day, Matt's serving our country, and he'll always be a part of our show. We're thinking of you, Matt, so if you get a chance to see this at any point in time, buddy, we love you, and stay safe over there. And again, thank you to all the servicemen and women out there giving us the opportunity to do what we're doing here tonight. So with that being said, let's get a shout out to our sponsors real quick. Let's go with Troy and his team over at Field Ops Kansas. Get your field markings done through Troy and his guys over there. We have Angie and her team at Emporia State Federal Credit Union, the War Room's banking of choice, as well as the Shovic's banking of choice, and the man himself, Jeff, and his team over at JBW Solutions, as we are in the JBW Solutions studio. And again, thank you to Jeff for his service as well, former Navy man himself. So, guys, we got a special guest tonight, so let's get going with this. Former Chiefs receiver. He's been on our show before. He was one of our first guests that we had on here. We are here to talk about his book. He's an author, a mentor, as well as the author of The Biggest Catch. So let's bring on Sylvester Morris. How you doing tonight?
Outstanding. Never better.
Man, I'm very excited to get going with this and talking about this. So let's go ahead and start with the man behind the mission. And Caleb, get us going with the questions, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to talk with you. I've heard really good things about you, but so I guess I'm going to get started with what shaped you growing up. What shaped you the most growing up? So I apologize.
Oh, it's quite all right. Well, mostly my parents. I come from a very religious household, so my parents brought me up in the church, and they instilled a lot of the core values that I hold close to this day. And I think they did an awesome job. I might be a little biased, but
no, I would agree. They did a fantastic job.
And if you're wondering about Austin's voice, he's getting over a little head congestion over here. So he's gonna talk a little bit tonight, but he's a little self-conscious about the voice tonight. So we'll take most of those, but he'll still be a part of it tonight. So with mine, was there a specific moment in your life when you realized, belief changes everything?
Well, I've always had strong beliefs. I believed in myself. I believed in the Lord, but kind of around college, into my senior year, college is where I started really seeing okay, believing in yourself, really having self-confidence allows you to take off and achieve some things that it doesn't matter what other people say. You could do it because it's actually you doing it and not nobody else. So believing in yourself is critical.
Absolutely. And I know you mentioned your parents, but was there anyone else who poured into you when things were tough?
Oh man, I have to thank an army of people, my family, cousins. I had teachers. I had a great high school coach named Emmett Smith. He helped me out a lot. Him and Coach Byron Williams and Kenny Burton. Those guys, they helped me believe and never allowed me to doubt myself.
That's awesome. So tonight isn't just about football. It's about a catch that matters most. So quick football flashback. What did your time at JSU teach you about resilience?
It taught me, number one, things are not given. You get what you work for in this life. So if you want something, you can't be scared to put in the work. One of my favorite quotes I hear all the time, where Jalen Rose, I heard him say it first, was the only place success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Hey,
Ooh, yeah, I love that one.
that's
Okay.
good. That's really good.
Was there a moment in college where you kind of had to fight through that doubt? Now, we've had you on the show before. And we talked about your journey through college, but we didn't really get into, everyone has that doubt at times. So how did you, was there a moment in college where, you had to fight through that?
First game my junior year, we went to Washington, D.C. We played Howard University, and I had 2 catches for a -2 yards. I dropped some balls, and we lost. And I felt down on myself, man. It was rough. But I ended up talking to some senior guys, some older receivers, and it ended up becoming a breakout year for me. But that first game, 2 catches for a -2 yards, woo, it was tough. That was tough.
Yeah. And so we'll talk a little bit about your time in the league and maybe how it shaped you. But, what was the biggest lesson you took from your time in the NFL?
Just because you make it to the NFL don't mean the job is done. It's a lot of hard work that has to go into now you want to stay. And you can't take it for granted and be like, oh, hey, I'm here in the NFL. No, the work is just beginning once you make it here, buddy.
And Caleb, you're up, buddy.
Sorry. I thought I froze there for a second. I apologize.
I was like, you're lost in
computer's
what he
lagging
said.
a little. Yeah, my computer's lagging a little. That's my fault.
It's all right. We expect that kind of stuff from Charger fans.
Hey.
Always likes the party.
I knew it was coming. So how did the league shape you off the field more than on it?
Well, I honestly believe that by the time I got to the NFL, I was 22. So I had a firm grasp of certain things I would do, I wouldn't do, what I believe, and I wasn't going to be peer pressure or nothing like that. I didn't believe in that, So I just understood you got to do what you have to do to make it at this stage.
Yeah, let's kind of one more as we kind of pivot into the book. So football kind of gave you the platform, obviously, where you got to, but this book kind of feels more like a purpose. So what inspired you to write The Biggest Catch?
Well, I have a actual co-author, a guy went to Jackson State with me. His name is Henry Charles. He called me one day and was like, "Man, your story is kind of interesting. I do children books, and I would love for you to tell me more about some things you went through in life." And he would incorporate it into a book. And so we sat down, we had a couple of meetings, we talked, and along came The Biggest Catch. I'm thrilled. I'm very excited, and I hope it really is able to reach some kids and allow them to understand your dreams can be achieved long as you believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we know you said it kind of came together with you and a buddy from Jackson State. But when going through the meetings, was there a personal experience that kind of sparked the message in the book? We know it's your journey, but was there just a specific experience that you kind of kept coming back to that sparked the message?
Well, I have a unique journey to the NFL. I only played football my senior year in high school.
Yep.
I only had 13 catches, 100 yards, and 1 touchdown
Yep.
for my entire career. So to go from that person to become what people ended up seeing, the finished product, it was a journey. And he was like, "Man, you really always believed in yourself." And I was like, yeah, it was a lot. Sometimes it was false bravado. I was made fun of in high school. They joked on me class night. In 2005, I realized I wasn't Deion Sanders and I wasn't going to be a pro, but I just always believed. I never doubted that it could be possible and that I could achieve it. So here we are.
Man, That's incredible. I'm so excited to read the book. I have a daughter of my own that I'm excited to read it too. But who did you write this book for?
All kids. Any kid who has a dream, whether it's to become a doctor, a lawyer, firefighter, policeman, it doesn't matter if you have a dream. The book is so that the young kids, can be inspired to understand that dreaming is really cool, because one day you're gonna have a chance to fulfill those things, and there's nothing like it. Living a dream.
Yeah. So as we get into kind of like the book and what's the meaning behind the book, obviously with the dreams and whatnot, but is there like a message in there that you really want people to take away from?
Even if you knock down at first, get back up. It's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up, because everybody stumbles, everybody falls. I'm sure you guys know, even with your podcast, you may not be where you want when you start, but it's not about that. It's about the journey and understanding that, great things come to those who wait.
Yeah. That's spot on with podcasting. So I'll let you.
Yeah, no, that's, like he said, it's spot on. I think we're exactly where we want to be. I mean, we're talking to a former Chiefs receiver and an author of a children's book. Like, I couldn't think of a better place to be right now, personally. But how do you explain like belief to a child who may feel, behind or overlooked, and whatnot?
I would tell them that, when you start out, people make fun of you just because they don't understand you. And your belief may be so strong, even as a young 7, 8, 5-year-old, that other people just may not get it. So it's not about you downing yourself or losing belief. You just keep believing, and eventually they all will come around and see it. You had the plan and you knew what you was talking about from the beginning.
Man, you're getting me so fired up right now. You are. I don't know if you know that or not, but I love this kind of talk. So this is really cool. Why is self-confidence so important at a young age?
Because if I'm being frank, kids are mean. We talk about, we mess with each other. We talk about each other, and some of the kids can gang up on the kid with glasses, or the kid with freckles, or the kid has a different hairstyle, or it doesn't matter. But if you believe in yourself, they don't know what you're going to be at the end of the day. Like a lot of the kids I grew up with, it seemed like to them, some of them, they stopped growing, and now I'm 6'3", over 200 pounds, and they still 5'10", and hey, I could do the picking. I can do the picking on now if I wanted to, but that's not what it's about.
Right.
Yeah, and as someone who works in youth sports, and I run obviously youth sports leagues, I see the kids that do lack the confidence. They're afraid to do certain things. They don't want the ball because they don't want kids to make fun of them that they can't dribble or they can't shoot with the correct hand. And we have great volunteer coaches who work with these kids hard. And it's an emphasis to, hey, it's your job as a coach to help instill confidence in these kids. And, we need more of that in the world. We really do, because, again, I don't care if you're a 5-year-old who can't dribble correctly with one hand. I want you out there running around with your friends, having fun and learning how to, dribble. No one's going to care that you can't dribble with one hand. So, in the self-doubt, did you have any in yourself along your journey?
Ironically, not really. I always played park ball. I never really played organized football. I played 1 year organized football in the 5th grade, and I had great Coach Keelan and Coach Sal at Goretti Park. And from there on, I just always, I thought I could do it because I always did it outside. I watched it and I tried to go do and mimic what I saw on TV every week. I used to try to catch a ball and keep my feet in with my little brother. We did all these kind of things so that it was constantly instilling in my brain that I could do it. Even though once I got to high school, I might have dropped more balls than I caught.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what would you tell 10-year-old Sylvester Morris?
Never give up. No matter what happens, never get up. There's going to be some bumps in the road. It's going to be some trying times, but never, ever give up.
Man, I'm serious. I'm getting like super fired up about this. I am. And then this question, it kind of hits home with me. I have a almost 2-year-old at home. So how do parents reinforce that belief in their children, like that belief in the children in their home?
Positive words. If your child tells you that they have a dream, support it. It may even seem a little outlandish to you at the time, but they don't know that. So as long as they believe you as the parent, the person that they look up to the most in the world, believes in what they can do, and you enforce it and try to get them involved in whatever it is they say they like and enjoy, man, you'll be surprised how far it goes.
Man,
in writing this, did you get any messages from parents or kids about, what went into this book, or was this just strictly based off you and what you put into this book?
It's strictly me and the guy, Henry Charles. He the co-author. He did most of the legwork. It was just my ideas, and he translated into what he felt and needed. He's the author of many children's books, so he's the guy with the most expertise.
Awesome. And then, if just one child reads this book, what do you hope sticks with them forever from reading it?
That the road will be difficult, but with the belief in yourself, with the support of your parents and your family, you can achieve just about anything.
Love that. Really, like you said, just a bunch of positivity, right?
Definitely. Always positive. It's enough negative out here in the world. Look at what's going on right now. I mean, it's always some negative. So if you want to lean into the negative, it'll always be there. You got plenty of time. But try to grab onto as many positives as you can.
Yep. Absolutely. So we have a little kind of rapid fire belief edition. Kind of the theme of it seems like the book and your journey and everything. But, one word that defines perseverance.
Faith.
Yeah, I knew Caleb on that one.
Yeah, I love it. What's one phrase that you live by?
Never give up. I got it tattooed on my left arm.
Okay. Love it.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So this is an interesting one. If belief were a muscle, how would you train that?
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Good one. If it were a muscle, how would you train it? Reinforce. I would say reinforce all the things that you have done. Like you would find the research of whatever you wanted. Like I told you earlier, if you're a lawyer, a doctor, you need to be in reading and investing in those books and those things, because you only believe what you know, and knowledge is power. So getting the knowledge about the thing you want, that's how I would sum it up.
That was pretty good. I was curious on the answer on that, and that was fantastic.
Yeah.
So this one's kind of just a vague, open-ended question. What's next for Sylvester Morris?
just support these young kids in my life right now. I got a bunch of nieces and nephews. I got a daughter who's playing college basketball now, so I
Okay.
want to support them. You know, try to instill as much as I can in them, so they can be positive members of the community.
Love that one. So we have a question here from someone in our chat who was curious, and Drewski's a really good, he's one of our followers, and he's involved in a lot of our stuff. So would Mr. Morris consider doing another book based off his NFL experience? And he would love to learn more of the insides of being an NFL player.
I would definitely do another book. Like you said, if it helps one person, I would definitely do it. And being an NFL player, man, it's hard to describe. It was like the best thing. It was more than I thought it was gonna be. Even dreaming about it all my life, it was amazing, and I enjoyed it totally, 100%.
And then we got one here. This one obviously means a little bit to Austin and I. This is our mom. She's a huge Chiefs fan. So she would say, what would you say to the kids who are making fun of the kids who may not play the game a little differently?
One day you'll be able to make fun of those kids, because those are probably the kids who don't believe enough in themselves to chase a dream.
Yeah. Again, I go back to, I see it each time I go out for my job. I see kids who don't want to be involved just because they're afraid that they can't do things that they see other kids doing. And that's not the mission. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to instill the confidence in them that it's okay to not be okay, essentially, at a craft. I mean, that's why you're doing it. You want to hang out with your friends. You want to, I know it's not a very fun experience if you're getting made fun of because you can't do what your friends are doing. So, and then we got one more here for you. And this is from, this is Brody, actually. So, Mr. Morris, do you wish you had a longer career, or are you content with how things kind of played out?
I mean, I'm very content with how my life played out. Maybe if I play longer, maybe I don't get to be here. Maybe I don't get the children's book. But selfishly, everybody wants a long career. But I'm thrilled at where I'm at and what happened in my life. It was a means to an end, and it's a reason God had me go through what I had to go through to get to where I'm at today.
And this isn't a question, but this is Matt, our other co-host, who's obviously in the Navy. This is his mom, and everyone should be so lucky to have this kind of support in their corner. So thank you for that, Kim. Wish you and the family well on there. So we're going to give you the floor.
And thank you, Mrs. Kim, for raising a great son like Matt. He's out supporting our country. We love it, and we thank him for his service.
Always. And again, I know it's been on our minds a lot today when Matt gave us that message, and we do wish him well and his family. Again, Jeff and Kim, they're fantastic for our, they're supporting support our show. Obviously, Jeff's one of our sponsors as well. So again, thank you to the Williams family, and getting kind of choked up just thinking about my brother over there doing what he's doing. So excuse me, I do want to give you the floor, and I do want, maybe there's some stuff about the book that we didn't get a chance to touch on that maybe you want to give the people out there who are watching this a little more insight. So I'm going to give you the floor, take as much time as you need, and talk about it a little bit.
Well, the book is for purchase on Amazon, and the book it's a really great book for kids to understand that no matter how big your dream is, you still have to put in a little work, and it won't always be easy. It won't always be the most popular thing to do. You may get laughed at, you may get made fun of, but to actually realize and live a dream, it's an awesome feeling, and I want and wish everyone could experience that.
Yeah, and I think we do plan on buying some copies of this book, just because obviously we have the nieces that we love to give those kinds of things to and read it for ourselves. And we may do a little giveaway as well on one of our shows I know we have some episodes coming up that we're going to be doing some giveaways. So I'd love to give away a copy of Mr. Morris's book, just to get it out there for everyone to read. Those of you that have kids as well, that watch our show, do you have anything?
No, just absolutely make sure you go check it out on Amazon. Again, the message is amazing. Those of you who have been with us beginning, this is the third time you've seen Mr. Morris on the show now. And each time it's been an absolute blast. And that should probably let you know what kind of book this is. But Caleb, I think you had a follow-up.
Yeah, so this isn't necessarily book related, but where's your daughter playing at? I'm a huge basketball fan, so I was curious to.
She plays at Mount Mercy. It's in Iowa. Yeah, so their season just ended.
Oh man,
it's an NAIA school, but she's a junior, so she has one more year of eligibility. And go Sydney.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Caleb was a college basketball player himself, so he was the athletic one of the group.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school at?
I played at a JUCO here in Tennessee. I played there 2 years, and then my wife actually went to an NAI and ran track and cross country. So that was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. It's beautiful, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then a message from one of our obviously this is Kim, but Jeff's one of our sponsors. So Jeff's going to also be, he wanted you to know that he and JBW think you're a true inspiration, and they will also be purchasing copies of the book also for their grandchildren as well. So again, any way that we can help get that out there for you, we're going to do it. Austin we'll have the link posted on our socials for everyone. Make sure you guys follow that link. And like I said, we'll do a couple giveaways with the book as well. So anything?
No, I think I had one more, kind of just a message from Mr. Morris that kind of not send us home, but, you know, for any kid that's watching or will come through and watch this, Sylvester, I want you to kind of just speak directly to a kid who maybe feels like giving up right now or who's feeling overlooked. Like, just speak directly to a kid like that right now.
Well, number one, I would always say believe in God, because He is our true strength, our true power. I know I talked a lot about myself tonight, but it's only God, through God and my belief in Him, that I was able to achieve any of it. But also, just it's only for a day. Even if it's a bad day, if it's a painful day, it's only for one day. Tomorrow could be the time you break through. So don't worry about the small or the bad. Just keep pressing, because you never know when that breakthrough coming.
Absolutely. And I want to make sure to let you and your family know that, you know, we love you guys and we're praying for you guys. I won't share it, but with what you let me know yesterday, just want to let you know that, you know, us in the war room, we definitely sent out some love and prayers to you and your family as well. We don't want to overlook that. But yeah, that was the last one, I think. And anything else from the other fellas?
Man, I really thank y'all and appreciate the prayers, man. It's definitely a tough time right now in the family. I just left the balloon release. My little cousin was only 17 years old, so yeah, it's not the easiest, but I thank y'all for all the prayers and the support.
Yeah, and as you know, you always have a spot here on this screen with us. Anytime, any place that you want to, you give us the word, and you're on here with us anytime. So with that, if we got nothing else for you tonight, I do, again, as Austin said, I appreciate your time tonight and everything that you were able to share with us. And I look forward to continuing our conversations with you in the future, and always look forward to having you back on here.
Thank you. And last thing is long live Harlem.
Long live Harlem.
Long live Harlem.
Absolutely. Beautiful message.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Morris.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So there again, guys, that was Sylvester Morris, friend of the show. Love having him on here. Obviously, the first go around with him on here was a lot of football talk, and love talking to him about his football journey. And in this one tonight, obviously, we got a chance to talk about a little bit more deeper meaning outside of football. Obviously, a couple of the football questions, but
And he was able to surprise Coach Vermeil that second time, remember?
yeah,
that was a blast.
He gave Coach Vermeil that surprise, and Coach was trying to give him his phone number live on air, and we had to stop Coach from giving the world his phone number. So, what'd you take away from tonight?
Just never surprised with Mr. Morris, man. He's always just a down to earth dude. Always giving back and doing what he can. I mean, he's a Chiefs ambassador, so he's always doing things in the community anyway. But here he's trying to specifically make a difference, to kids out there as well. And, I'm sure this won't be the last time we see Mr. Morris out here doing something truly inspiring and making a difference.
Caleb, this was your first time getting to talk to Sylvester, and because you weren't, I don't think you were on here when we had Coach Vermeil on the second time either. So we may have to change that. We may have to get Coach Vermeil back in here. But we did. It was great. Austin worked it out and got him on here, and see Coach's face light up. I encourage everyone. There's a clip of that on our socials. So go see Coach Vermeil's reaction when Sylvester Morris popped on the screen and whatnot. So Caleb, give us your first impressions, because obviously there's a lot of meaning behind tonight, and you understood a lot of it. Obviously, like you said, you have a daughter, and you guys, obviously, the beliefs and the faith and whatnot. So what were your takeaways?
Yeah, incredible man. Like, he's a good dude, so humble too. I mean, to be a guy to play at that caliber and be as humble as he is, awesome guy. I was really encouraged by his faith, really, and how he's is speaking about that and telling kids about that. And then really just his story really hit home with me, man, because mine's not necessarily similar, obviously different paths. I didn't play in the NFL or anything like that, but it hits home with me a little bit too. Just like how he was talking about, like, whenever he was smaller, kind of got picked on when he was little, things changed, that kind of thing, because that's kind of how I was too. So, man, it really hit home with me. He got me fired up too, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was awesome, man. Awesome. Incredible guy, incredible human. Really good guy.
See, you can be a Chiefs fan, man. Look at what we've had come. Derek Johnson, Sylvester Morris.
You can. Hey, I said it. We had Coach on. I said with Derek Blaylock and all those guys. Love the human beings of those guys. Love talking to them. Hate them on the football field. It continues, and I'll still stand by that. And again, those of you that don't know Sylvester's career, obviously it was kind of cut short due to injuries. Very promising start to his career.
He had a hell of a rookie year. Well
on his way to, cracking some records, in my opinion. I mean, he was 600 yards through 4 or 5 games, something like that. And obviously the story of him talking about Coach Vermeil, and that was partially the reason why I also wanted to get him on the screen with him. So I really encourage everyone to go check out his story and see kind of where his background is. Obviously, first round pick and from an HBCU, excuse me. Very rare to see a first round pick come from those universities.
Him and Jimmy Smith, by the way, from JSU.
Yep. So Jackson State. So again, and you guys literally heard him on screen talk about his senior season and whatnot. But love talking to him about the football journey. That was fun. But I think tonight kind of takes the cake on. I loved everything about tonight's episode. There was a couple of times where I caught myself getting chills with some of his answers, and it meant the most. I think seeing him give Matt a shout out, and giving Mrs. Williams a shout out as well for Matt. So
we love you, Matt.
We do. Again, it's
Angel and Aiden as well.
Yeah, Angel and Aiden. We're thinking of you guys. We told Matt you can reach out to us with anything you need. We're here. We're a text away, a message away, as always. So yeah, I mean, that's going to kind of put a bow on tonight, guys. I mean, I had a lot of fun with that. We kind of knew what this episode was going to be about, and I think it exceeded that. It obviously is not fun not having Cody or Matt here with us, but Again, we only do this when the full-time jobs aren't calling. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and continue to help our channel grow. Continue to share this out. I love talking to you guys on TikTok. I know Caleb, he'll get back into TikTok at some point. Again, he has family. And Austin's obviously kind of battling through whatever the hell it is that he has.
That's fair.
Do you have enough voice to talk about a big show tomorrow?
I think I can. We do have a show tomorrow. Once this show ends, I probably won't talk again until 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow when we have Yankees baseball episode. We're throwing that in there. We're going to have a Yankees content creator, Maddie. She's going to be joining. And then former Yankees pitcher, Jabba Chamberlain, is going to be joining as well. I know the rest of the world, probably like all of us, don't like the Yankees, but we're still excited. Throw a little baseball episode in there. Still sports fans, the World Baseball Classic starting up. Spring training's underway. Baseball's about to kick off. So we thought we'd throw a baseball episode in there with a Yankees content creator and a former Yankees pitcher as well. And I will say, knowing myself and Jabba and some of the interactions we've had on Twitter, there will probably be a little shit talking thrown back and forth and good fun. So you definitely want to tune in and make sure you catch it.
I wonder if I can find my old Red Sox shirt.
Ooh.
Because Caleb, you sent an interesting text a couple hours ago, just kind of randomly out of nowhere.
Don't share it.
Don't share it, but
I'm not for the
have
show.
Do you have the cojones to ask him about this?
Oh, absolutely. I'm asking him. I'm excited to ask about this.
I think my favorite part of this is, yes, because the simple fact of how did we promote Michael Barrett on our show? Him punching AJ Przinsky in the face. That was a picture of him punching AJ Przinsky in the face. And we wanted to let everyone know that he was the one punching the guy in the face. So again, it's
baseball's different.
Jabba played in the era of there were rivalries. And
still,
I think that's, I don't look at baseball as having rivalries right now. They're trying too hard, in my opinion. So one, I'm extremely excited because there was nothing like Red Sox Yankees when he played. Like,
yeah,
Alex Rodriguez getting smacked in the face by Jason Varitek, and
Pedro tossing people to the ground.
So anybody that knows Jabba Chamberlain knows he's a high energy guy. I'd expect nothing different from him tomorrow. I am looking forward to talking a lot of shit on the 3-1 because I believe he was on that team if I remember correctly.
We'll have to look that up to make sure.
Yeah, I'll fact check before I drop that on him because I know he played with the Tigers for a little bit too,
and the Royals.
Unfortunately, I don't have a Jabba Chamberlain Royals jersey, but that'd be crazy. So, do you guys got anything else before we get out of here tonight? Nice short episode tonight. Loved it. Short, quick. Strong message. And again, I look forward to having Sylvester back on here because again, he's a friend of the show. He's been on here multiple times now. I think he's up there with Carl. I
think they're tied now.
Well, yeah, that would be 3 appearances. That counts.
Yeah.
That counts. Yeah. I mean, that's towards your eligibility. So, Caleb, anything else you want to drop on us before we get out of here, buddy?
No, I'm excited. I'll start being on TikTok lives here soon. I've been going. I had the flu, so just coming back from the flu and all that fun stuff. And then was out on work for a week. So I apologize. I've been gone for a little bit. I'm excited to be back and rolling.
Just in time for, the new league year to start. That's what matters. So we'll have a lot of, yes, sir, Jeff. I do have it ready to go. But yeah, with the new league year starting up, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of news coming out as well. So make sure you follow, you subscribe and all that because new league year is about to kick off.
Let's talk about this real quick because we're not going to have a chance to talk about it tomorrow with baseball, and we won't have another episode until next week and based on the TikTok lives that we'll have. But I am curious just based on, we saw a couple surprises today. The first one is the Chargers weren't planning on tagging either one of their pass rushers, essentially. What are your initial thoughts on this? Because I mentioned when we talked not too long ago that I thought the Chargers would at least try to tag Oweh just to keep him in the building because that's a young pass rusher who I think he was an upgrade from what you guys had. The Khalil Mack one, I'm not too concerned by that one yet, but I want to hear your initial thoughts on the Oweh part.
Yeah, I'm a little. I go back and forth because I think if we were going to re-sign him, we needed to tag him personally because I think he's going to cost too much money now rather than tagging him. But overall, I mean, we might be able to get some production cheaper. I don't think we're going to meet what he did this year in the amount of games we had him because I think we got him in like week 7 or 8, and then he ended the season with like 10 to 12 sacks in that amount of games.
3 in the playoff game.
Yeah, in the playoff game, he had 3. Yeah. So that's definitely a tough one for me. And even on my list, Khalil Mack and Oweh, they were my top guys I wanted in free agency. So that one hurts me a little bit. I hope we are able to at least keep one of them. I think it's going to be Khalil Mack just because of the price, if I'm being honest with you. But I would love to have Oweh back. Always welcome home.
Yeah, and with you, I'm not going to have you say too much just because I know. But Jesse seems to be kind of on track with his thoughts because I'm starting to see more rumors and it's heating up a little more that Les Snead's willing to give away that first round pick for a corner.
Yeah, and I think it's going to happen. I don't know if we'll get that 13th pick, just because the world knows that we don't have the money to extend McDuffie. So they can, you would trade for him to just get the initial rights to him, but you can also wait a year until he hits free agency, knowing that it's very slim the Chiefs are able to re-sign him. So I'm curious to see what the trade is, but they've thrown out the connections. The person who recruited him and coached him at Washington is now on the staff in LA. So there's a lot of connections there. I hope we're able to get the 13th pick. We know the Rams aren't afraid of trading picks.
The 29th pick, too.
13th and 29th, yeah.
I bet you guys would be more apt to get the 29th if they were to part ways with the first round. I still think that'd be a lot.
I'd want the 13th.
Well, yeah.
For a 25-year-old,
if it were
multiple All-Pros.
If it were the Bills, you get that 13th pick.
And Josh Allen. Obviously, but it's unfortunate. You never like to see your good players go. But it is, the nature of the beast. It is a business, If it was our way, we'd still have Snead. We'd still have McDuffie. We'd never have to let people like Tershawn Wharton and other people go, and we would just keep everyone. But that's not how it works. So, yes, please trade him before you lose him for nothing. I mean, he will sign for enough to where you get that third-round compensatory pick, but that's not good enough to walk away. Losing a player like that.
Yeah. And then the last big one today, Breece Hall gets franchise tag transactional tag, which means that they can still negotiate long term and a team can still offer Breece Hall, but the Jets have a chance to match it. And now if he leaves, they now get 2 first-round picks. Bronco fans, the dream's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I want Breece Hall, but I don't want Breece Hall for that. We're going to have to shift our attention towards Algier, Rico Dowdle, and Travis Etienne and Kenneth Walker, because now that price tag for Breece Hall just got a little.
Well, and this also made teams wanting Kenneth Walker. They're going to have to pay a little more now.
Yeah, so it's a good day. It's a good day to be K9, obviously, with that, because now you just got the best running back off the market. And again, is there a team that gives 2 first? I don't know. I don't think so. We've seen how running backs have been treated over the last couple of years. So I'm the Broncos fan that's going to speak, and I don't want this. Yes, he was number 1 on my wish list. He is no longer on my wish list. I've taken him completely off. I've thrown him all the way down to the bottom.
But there's 3 positions you'd even give up 2 first for? Quarterback, pass rush, and maybe a legitimate corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not name sauce like PS2, Stingley, Christian Gonzalez.
We still got a little time. So I see Drewski over here. Daniel Jones also got that. Yeah, he did.
He did.
So we'll see what happens with that.
They'll match it. 100% is the plan.
I don't think the Colts want to lose Jones, and I think that's what this is for. Play on the tag, man. have a healthy season, then we can talk long term. He's still young enough where they can get a long term deal done after this next season if he's able to stay healthy.
Now that transition tag, he'll be signed long term this year. Because like if a team offers him 4 for $150, they'll just match it, so he doesn't leave.
They'll do the hard work for them, or they'll do the hard work for the Colts essentially.
Yep.
So
they're basically saying, Daniel Jones, go see what your market is, and now if a team like the Browns come out and say like $450 million, see a Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is more go see your value. We're gonna match it because we literally have nothing at quarterback, especially with shopping Richardson around.
Personally, I think this is a little more respectful to the player if you think about it, because they let them like test the waters, and then they can be like, well, we want to keep you, but we want you to make what you're going to make. You know what I mean? So I think it's a little more respectful. And I think Daniel Jones stays, but yeah. What
about the big one today, boys?
Kyler Murray?
Yep.
The little one, you mean? Yeah, that one actually surprised me a little bit, but I also told you guys in the group chat that Denver did this with Russell Wilson, and they spread out the dead cap, and I think it's like 38 million and then if the 18 million kicked in at the league year, so they'll have that, so they won't have to worry about that. They can spread this out over a couple seasons, and I see the chat saying, we have Drewski saying Kyler goes to the Steelers, Anthony Richardson goes to the Vikings, and Mom says Kyler going to the Steelers. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to watch. We posted a graphic on Instagram earlier, so go make sure you guys like that and comment on your thoughts on where you think he's going to end up. I still think it may be the Jets.
Let me ask you guys, because I know how I feel about him. Do you guys feel like Kyler Murray is a good quarterback if he gets to the right spot?
I mean, if he were to go to the Vikings, I think so, just based on the style of offense that they run. And obviously with Justin Jefferson and tight end TJ Hawkinson. So, and they have it's not the greatest offensive line, obviously, but I think Kevin O'Connell is a smart enough coach where I think he would build the offense perfectly around what Kyler's trying to do. And what do they like to do with bootlegs? They like to get quarterbacks outside mobile, run, the bootlegs, and you can get Kyler on the outside and let him work his magic. And he still has a pretty good arm where he can still hit the deep throws when you need him to.
See, and if I'm Kyler, I'm not going to look for – I'm personally going to call up, like, the Rams, be like, hey, let me sit behind Stafford for a year, get used to your stuff, and McVay will be like, oh, word? Because he's still, 27?
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah. So, I'm going to want to go to a place like the Rams, like the Vikings. I'm not going to want to go to the Jets. This is my time to prove if I have it or not. We can't go to the Jets. So I'm curious on it because I do think he's an above average quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he had the season. He had a good season.
He's had some.
He was in MVP talks, obviously. I think he got hurt. But yeah, I mean, I think in the right, and you've heard it before. You're going to hear it again. Coaching matters. And if you put him with one offensive-minded coaches like McVay and or KOC or I don't think he would go to
Miami.
The Steelers with Mike McCarthy. I don't think that offense would fit with what Kyler's trying to do. And then Drewski says the Cardinals signed a bridge quarterback. Yeah, I've seen some of the names brought up for the Cardinals. Bagent, the backup quarterback for the Bears, his name's been thrown out there. There's been some other ones. So it's, again, guys, we've said it since the end of the season that this was going to be an active off season, and if just the last few days alone indicate anything that's going to be, we've already seen a huge trade. Jermaine Johnson and Sweat, the Jets and Titans making a trade. You've seen franchise tags placed on players that we kind of knew was going to happen,
and some that didn't happen.
Pierce,
Pierce or Pittman,
and Pierce is going to get about 20 to 25 million a year. He's a deep threat. All that dude does is catch 60-yard just tanks. He's going to fit into an offense that has a quarterback that can get him the 60-yard tanks.
Bills,
I'm looking directly at you.
If they drop the ball on this,
I'm also
pun intended.
And I'm also looking at Denver to be a sleeper pick for this one.
He's deep.
It could be. I don't want it for that price tag, but if it were, I think that would be a splash move that Denver would look at. But again, it's one of those where you know, you have a quarterback and you have an offense that likes to take those deep shots, he's going to be the guy. And Buffalo's needed that guy for a long time. And he could be that person that, you know, I've never seen the guy not catch a deep pass. He's averaging over 20 plus yards a reception. And then just the area, like he had 3 catches for like over 100 yards in multiple games last year. So, yeah, I don't know what the Colts are doing on this one.
Yeah, I mean, if the Bills don't sign him day one of free agency, Bean's fired.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. If there was ever a time to not suck at your job, Alec Pierce.
All right, last one real quick, because we did talk about this on the TikTok live yesterday, and we've talked about it kind of off air. The Caleb Downs degenerative ACL with the meniscus. So I want to point people. There's a former Chargers player on X. I'm telling you what, I really like this guy, and I know some people just say he comes off, and it's Hofo or Fofo or Foco or something like that.
Foco.
There you go.
Simi.
He says teams just put this information out just because. He said there probably isn't actually an injury designation for this guy. This is what he calls a smoke screen. And he said teams do this at times. It doesn't always work out that way. Now, that doesn't mean that this isn't true. It's just saying it's one of those where teams would have known about this a long time. And it didn't hamper what he was doing on the field as far as, production.
Yeah, I think it was McAfee or Schrager, Peter Schrager, who said, once this came out, they asked some GMs, and the GMs were like, yeah, no, Caleb Downs is not moving up or down based on this report at all. Which I don't know. It's like you said before, we just don't know what's real or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, this very similar thing happens every year. Like a couple of years ago, it happened when Nakobe Dean from Georgia went to the Eagles and like fell to the Eagles in round 2 or whatever, and you're like, what the heck? And then same thing with Peyton Wilson. He ended up with the Steelers. They said the same thing about him and his knee. So I don't think too much about it because, I mean, we're not going to know until they play. You know what I mean? So, definitely smoke screen. But, yeah, sorry.
No, and you're right. I mean, I'm leaning towards a smoke screen. And, again, like I said, that doesn't mean this isn't actually something. We just don't know. I've told you guys on TikTok Live multiple times, it's rumor season, so you got to pay attention to what you're reading. That's why I'm hesitant on sometimes bringing up certain things because I see it and I'm like, it sounds believable, but at the same time, I don't want to mention it just because I'm not sure. So again, and Drewski, that's not saying that's not a bad question, buddy. I appreciate that question. Then there's Cody. Cody says the Raiders could really use Alec Pierce. Raiders could use a lot of things.
22 new starters is what they could use.
And it sounds like teams trying to sabotage Downs for the fall. Yeah, again, I think so too.
Probably like the Cowboys at 12?
Yeah, the Cowboys would really love. And I'm telling you guys, it's like if he hits a certain point, a team's going to be like.
That has a Jerry vibe to it, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
It does.
Jerry, you old bastard.
Making sure the Chiefs and Bengals are like, no thanks at 9 and 10.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the closer he gets to number 9, the more I'm going to get worried. I am. I don't know if the Chiefs would use it for him. But again, I'm telling you, you give Spags a player like this of his caliber for 5 years, he's going to be he would be an all. I mean, he's probably going to more than likely be an all-pro either way his rookie season. I'm very confident in saying Caleb. I just have that much faith in Caleb Downs. It's February or March now, so that's a long ways away. We're still 5-6 months away from the season. Gross. But again, anything can happen. But Caleb Downs is still number 1 on my big board. Caleb Downs will still remain number 1 on my big board. If any other team outside of the Raiders were picking or the Jets, I say Caleb Downs would probably be your number 1 overall pick. That's just how good he is because he can play so many different positions on the field. And again, I could go another hour talking about Caleb Downs just because I'm that much of a fan of Caleb Downs. But we really do need to get going tonight, guys. I do again. Thank you for tuning in and watching Sylvester Morris. We had a blast talking to him about the book and about his faith and beliefs and just what talking about the message of the book. So again, we're going to post that Amazon link. Make sure you guys go check this book out. I know we're going to get our hands on a few copies and we'll probably do a giveaway along with Derek Johnson's book as well. we look forward to having Sylvester Morris back on with us at some point. And as Austin said, we have guests tomorrow. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on. Let's talk baseball for an episode tomorrow with Jabba Chamberlain and see how much he truly hated the Red Sox. So with that being said, let's give some more sponsor shout outs. I forgot Rival Codes earlier. I apologize, guys. Rival Codes, no one's repping it tonight. But Rival Codes, it's more than a rivalry, it's territory. Then you got Troy with Field Ops Kansas. So make sure you guys get your field markings through those guys. Angie and her team at Emporia State Federal Credit Union. Love seeing all their social media posts lately with everything going on in Emporia. Love seeing that, guys. And then again, in the JVW Solutions studio. So Jeff and his team at JVW Solutions, thank you guys again for being a sponsor. Again, like I said, Cody at work tonight, and obviously our thoughts are with Matt and his family tonight. Again, so make sure you guys tell Matt hi in the chat, and be on the lookout for Matt's social media posts at some point. But we love you, Matt. We hope you're doing well. Aiden and Angel, you guys. So again, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys later.